Hello, I am Chinmay, the IT training expert and the corporate trainer, presenting you about the concept of the core Java. So before starting the core Java, we have knowledge about the object orientation concept. Object orientation concept it is the base for all modern day programming language. Like previously, were using the different high level programming language like your C, C++ programming language, and now we are having a Java programming language. Then, what is the work of this object orientation concept? Suppose you have a software and you want to extend the functionality of the your existing application. In previous part, you have to write the program from the beginning. It means what? You have a building, and if you want to extend your building, then again you have to develop from the first floor. But it is not possible because if you do this, then your time will wastage, your money will wastage, and raw material is wasted. The object orientation concept is helping you there without rewriting the entire program. Suppose if you want to extend the functionality of the program um, based upon the customer requirement, so you just develop that particular model. So there is no need to develop the entire model. So object orientation concept is helping you in that way, and it is also having a different kind of functionality. We now discuss about that, what are the features are available, and how it is important to the modern day programming language. Object orientation concept form the base of all modern day programming language. Understanding the basic concept of object orientation helps the developer to use various modern day programming language. So what are the modern day programming language we are using? Like we are using C++, Java, your Python, your in the .NET framework, C# language. So these are all the programming language which is based upon this object orientation concept. So Java is a object orientation programming language that enable you to create a real world application. A real world application means today what are the application by designing? It is the best for the human need. We when you want to get a money from your account in a bank before 10 years back or 15 years back, so you have to going to the bank, you have to fill up a withdrawal form, you are getting a token, then after that you withdraw the amount. So it is a entire day process, so that for getting a single rupees you have to spend the entire day. So people are not um, thinking that it is a wise decision that you have to keep your account or money in the bank. Okay, but now based upon this problem, lot of concept or application has developed like your ATM software, and now we're using the different UPI application. In just a second we transfer the money, and if you have no cash, you are going to a shop, then by using of different UPI payment you can easily shop over there. So now it is a playing very important role in our life. So the code usability feature of Java enable the software developer to upgrade the existing application without rewriting the entire code. Earlier, if you want to extend the functionality of a program, you write from the beginning. Okay, like if you think for in the real life, when the Windows operating system has come, for converting the Windows XP to the Windows 7, it will take a lot of time. But Windows 7 to the Windows 8, the span of time is decreased. 8 to 10, again in the minimum timing, we are upgrade to the another um, operating system. In your WhatsApp, in your Facebook, day to day, you are getting a lot of updation and you are getting a new feature. So in the what span of 1 month or in the span of 15 days, because of every day, the developer team is analyzing what is the flavor of the customer and what the customer is wanting. So based upon that, they upgrade their software. So reusability concept is helping you in the meantime you upgrade your application. The concept of working with file IO stream, it enables the software developer to develop or to store and retrieve the information from a flat or text file. In earlier programming language, you store your information only in the text file or only in the word file. At that time, you are not having any kind of relational database to store the information. So Java is a language which is helping you that you can store your information in a text file, as well as you can store your information in a relational database, so that when there is a requirement, you can get your information easily. Packages enable the reusability of the class and method across which the various applications have developed. The packages which is helping you to breaking the complex program into a smaller part. Suppose if I'm giving you a task that you have to develop a software for a bank. The bank is having a different model: loan account, personal account, nominal accounts, and credit card information. So if you give all the things to a single person to develop, it is not possible. So this complex model is divided into a smaller part, and every smaller part is handled and developed by the different person. So they develop independently. After the development is over, then they gather in a main model. The packages concept is helping you in that format, like you develop your code and store over there, and when there is a requirement, you have to call the package. Suppose I'm developing a software for a SBI bank. When the GST has come, GST is implemented in all the banking system. So I'm developing the GST portal for a SBI bank. Now Axis Bank is also having that kind of software. So there is no requirement that you have to again develop that application. If you already develop for the SBI bank and Axis Bank coming to you, then you have to use that functionality and develop it and just change the logo and feature of the Axis Bank. So it is just like helping you the code reusability. Same code you can use for the different application. Now we move to the next part. So in this session, we have to
identify
the
the
object
object orientation methodology, identify the advantages of the object orientation,
and
and
identify
identify
the feature
the
of the
feature of
object
the
orientation
object
approach.
orientation.
So these are the three parts we have to cover in this session. Object orientation. Object orientation is a software development methodology which relates to the real world. So as we know that the application we develop, so that is based upon your customer need. When you develop the application, when you are using the object orientation, in the object orientation it contains the two parts. One is your object and another is your class. Object means any tangible thing that you see in the world is called as the object. It may be your pen. I am also an object. You are also an object that you can touch it, you can feel it, you can describe the behavior. So anything or any tangible thing, that is called as the object. Combination of similar type of object which share the common structure and functionality is called as your classes. You can say the bird is a class. In the bird, your peacock belongs to it, your crow belongs to it, and any parrot belongs to it, because the birds share the common structure and functionality. What is that? They have the wing, they can fly. So that is a common structure and behavior is present. So class is just like that. The class share the common structure and behavior. And whenever you think for that bike, in the bike your pulsar belongs to it. Glamour, Passion. Okay, so Yamaha, FZ. So these are the bike are belong. These are the different company bike belong to the bike class. Bike means there is a concept come to mind. It having a handle, it having a two wheel, so that we call as it is a bike. Okay, object can have an interrelationship each other. I'm an object. You are also an object. So there is a kind of relationship. So that what I am a trainer for you, and when you are using a mobile phone, there is a kind of relationship is there. Like the mobile phone is notifying you that if somebody is calling, and mobile phone is also what if some kind of message will come, it is again showing the messages. So there is a kind of relationship is present. So you use the mobile phone, if there is a somebody is calling, somebody is messaging, so it is again and again it is notifying you. So there is a kind of relationship is present between you and your mobile phone. When you are moving through a traffic, then in the traffic, the object is also having kind of a interrelationship. It is providing you the green signal, red signal. So from that signal, you coming to stop or you have to move. In object orientation, it involves splitting the software system into the component part. Just I'm giving an example. It is not possible for a single person that you have to develop the entire software. So the complex module is divided into a smaller part by using of object orientation. So when it is splitted, and every splitted version or every smaller version is handled individually by the individual person. Once everything is complete, they arrange a meeting and gather all the modules. So when you design any application, there is having a three part. One is your user interface, another is your business logic, another is your database. In the user interface, you are giving a data. So whatever the data you are given, it is evaluated by using a business logic, and then it is what store in the database if you are providing a correct data. Similar for that three part, the work is also different. So I'm not giving all the three tags to a one person. So I'm just segregate that thing to an individual person. Some person is develop the software. Some person is um, develop the business logic. Some person is responsible for what storing the information in the database. So every individual person doing their work. So after the work is over, they gather in a main module. Object orientation concept. It consists of class and object. Object communicate with each other through the messages. Okay, like when you are using a mobile phone, it is somebody is calling, it is notifying you by the ringing, and when you are moving through a traffic, when to stop and when to move, it is signaling you in the form of a red, green, and yellow signal. So one object is interacting with the another object by passing the messages. Then what is that object? Object means it is a material thing which is presented physically. It has a state, display behavior, and has a unique identity. Object means it is a material thing. Material thing means what? That is physically present, or you have to feel it, you touch it, you describe it. So that is an object. Every object is having a state. If you're talking about your mobile phone is having a different state: silent mode, vibration mode, ringing mode, flight mode. Now these are the state of the mobile phone. When you purchase the mobile phone, you purchase the mobile phone by knowing its feature. So that is called the behavior of the mobile phone. Company to company, and version wise, Android version wise, your mobile phone behavior is different. Some mobile is very flexible with the camera. Some mobile phone is very popular for its feature. So every object is differ from another object by its behavior and feature. Every object has a unique identity. When two friends will going to the shop and purchase the same company mobile phone, and color is same, mobile company has same, but its IMEI number is different, its serial number is different. So every object has a unique identity. Two objects may have the same behavior and state, can never have the same identity. That I am giving an example. If you purchase the two mobile phone, everything has same, but its serial number, IMEI number is different. Let's see this picture. A car position at one place define its state. A car registration number shows its identity. So here the car number is present, which showing the identity of a car. The car is present as a state of off mode. Then when the car moves, so it shows its behavior. Okay, it is a movement of the car define its behavior. Now comes to the class. It consists of set of objects. Already we discussed, I have given the example of the bird and bike. It consists of set of objects which share the common structure and functionality. Bird, it shares the common structure and functionality that they can fly. Bike, it having a two wheel and handle. In object programming terminology, data within the object represent its state. Data is termed as an attribute. Data is represent its state. Suppose in your mobile phone, if you have 15%, if you have 20% of power, then it is notifying you that you have to go for a charge. And when the student is getting the mark, from the mark we can evaluate what is the stage of that student, whether it is a good student, whether it is a medium student or low student. And from that mark we can calculate the grade. But for the data we represent the state of that particular object. Data is termed as attribute, means for whom you are storing the information, that is called the entity. Suppose you are storing the information for me or for a student, the student is an entity. So what are the information you are storing for a student? So I am storing information like your student ID, student name, student contact number. So these are called as the attributes. Next comes to the method. It have a behavior, contain the code to implement a behavior. The set of instruction to do a specific task is called as your program. Like in a mobile phone, you have the Bluetooth option, you have the Wi-Fi option. So that Bluetooth and Wi-Fi option is always same. It is not like that today the Bluetooth option is enabling you to Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi option is present, it is enabling to Wi-Fi, and tomorrow it will change. It is not happening. Every option is used for a unique purpose. And on that icon, some kind of instruction has written so that it is behave for that particular word. So method is just like that. It is used to do the specific word. It have a behavior, contain the code to implement the behavior. Okay, and it is associating using the object. Wi-Fi option, Bluetooth option, it is implemented in an object, means in your mobile phone. And every method is used for a unique purpose. Suppose you have plus symbol in your calculator, it is used for adding, it is a specific. Minus symbol, it is subtracting. When you going to the ATM, mini statement option is used to get the mini statement. Cash withdrawal option, it is uniquely used for withdrawing the cash. So it is not changes. So it is happen that when you choose the mini statement, then it will disburse the amount, or it is the cash is out. So it is not happening. Every option is used for a unique purposes, and it is divide your work. Which thing you require, you go to the particular option. If the method is not there, then what happens? So there is only one entry point and only one exit point. Suppose I want a mini statement, that means I have to withdraw the amount, then I will get the account information. I don't require the money. I only want to know my account information. But for knowing the account information, I have to withdraw the amount. If method is not present, then there is a one exit and one entry and one exit point. But as the method is present, you have a different option for it. Which option and which requirement is there, you have to choose that particular option. An object is an instance of class. Suppose if it is a Java class, I'm an instance of class. You are also an instance of class, means you are the part of the class. If you take an example, if student is a class in a student, so suppose if it is a Java class, you are the instance of class. If 5 student is there, 5 student are instance of that class. So here, if you consider student as a class, student 1 and 2 is called as the instance of class. This is called as the instance of class. Student 1 and 2. Object of student class and object of class. Messages are used to communicate for communication between the objects. Like the traffic signal. When it is red, then you have to stop. When it is yellow, then ready to stop or ready to go. When it is green, you have to move. So that signal is giving you message in a traffic, what will be your action. Left and right symbol, it is moving to the where you have to take the left row, where you take the right path. So that is called as the word. The symbol is giving you the message what you have to do. Here, a car is flashing the light to pass the message to the other car. When the car moves, it shows its behavior. So here, car is flashing the light. Whenever you are riding the bike, and if you want to overtake, so you have to giving a signal. You have to what? Give a horn, or you have to flash the light. Now there is a question for you. Identify the possible state of the following object. For a mobile phone, you know that silent mode, vibration mode, ringing mode. And for a MP3 player, it is having uh, play, pause, rewind, forward. So that is a different state of the object. See that? State of the MP3 player is play, stop, rewind, forward, and your mobile phone switch on, switch off, vibrate, call, flight mode. So these are the different state of the mobile phone. Next question. John went to a shopping mall to buy some clothes. The door of the shopping mall was automatic, which opened as soon as John stepped near it and closed as soon as John entered the mall. So identify the following. The possible receiver of the message. So when you are enter to the mall, so there is a door is present. The door is open. So who is received the message? The door is received the message. The possible method that receiver can use. What the door is doing at that timing. The door is open, and once you enter, it is closed. Now move to the advantages of the object orientation approach. First is your realistic modeling. Realistic modeling, it helps to model the real world. Suppose you and your friend plan for a get together and want to arrange a feast, and you decided that you have to prepare chicken curry. So for that, you have to collect the ingredients. Okay, some dry uh, masalas, onion, garlic, and oil that you have to purchase. Okay, so that you have to prepare a list. What are the ingredients is required to prepare the chicken curry? Then you have to purchase it. Realistic modeling is like that. In a software development sector, when you assign to develop any kind of software, it is not like that. Every developer is just start and write the code. First of all, they analyze what is the customer requirement. Based upon their analysis, they gather the information and represent it, and they give a dummy copy or dummy design to the customer. Okay, so they give 4 to 5 dummy copy, and customer is choosing according to my requirement. In between the 10 dummy copy, one copy they have choice. Then the developer team develop that particular design. This happens that when you move to the tailor and you first deliver your clothes, the tailor is analyzing that according to your design, your what the cloths are available or not. First, you choose the design from that template. So when you choose the design, the tailor is first analyze the cloths are available or not. Then he is taking your measurement. Then finally, is just cutting your cloths. Then start the stitching. So the entire process is what? So before the cutting and before the stitching, first the person is analyzed. How he is analyzed, how the tailor is analyzed. So first you are choosing one design. So after you choosing one design, the tailor is taking your measurement. Based upon the measurement, the tailor is identifying for that design your required cloths available or not. If it is available, then he started the next phase. He started cutting, then stitching. Gathering the information in the that phase is called as the realistic modeling. For modeling the real world, you have to gather the information. Reusability, it allowed to reuse the existing class or object. Suppose when you purchase a mobile phone, then you are adding the screen guard, you are adding the back cover. Suppose you are purchase the Nokia phone and you are using back cover of Apple. So that doesn't mean your mobile phone has changed. It Nokia converted to the Apple mobile phone. It just used to change the look and feel of your mobile phone. Reusability concept in the software development is like that. So you release a software, customers are using, and they are giving some kind of feedback that we require some kind of changes in that particular application. Then the developer is working in that software and deliver and do the modification and deliver to the customer. Reusability feature is just like that. You go for the changes in the existing application. Modularity, it allows the object to be maintained independent of each other. So I have given an example that when you develop a complex module, that is not possible for a single person. They have to develop the entire application. So you have to divide your complex program into a smaller part. Like here, for a student, one module is present. For instructor, one module is present. Venue, one module is present. Training schedule, another module is present. It allows the object to be maintained independent of each other. Then once you develop independently, After all the work is finished, then you have to gather in your main concept or main model. Then flexibility to change. It allows to create a new class. New class can add the feature to an existing class. It's just like that, add the new feature and create another class. Conversion of Windows 7 operating system to the Windows 8, you can say it is a flexibility to change. You add the functionality and you move to the next platform. Here what happened in the case of reusability, like when Windows 7 is coming to the market, it comes in the form of a window basic and you are adding something functionality, it is converted to the professional, it converted to the ultimate. So that is called as the what? Your reusability. Means you are in the same platform, but you are adding some new functionality on the existing platform. But here, by adding the new functionality, you create another version. Okay, like conversion of Windows 7 operating system to the Windows 8 is called as the flexibility to change. It is the another advantages of your object orientation. Information hiding. It allows the programmer to limit the access to information. When you are going to a dress shop, okay, then there is a salesperson are there. First of all, the salesperson is asking you what is your requirement. Suppose you are going to there to purchase the t-shirt. Then first, the salesperson is asking you for whom you want to purchase. So you have to say that for me, I want to purchase. Then salesperson is asking you what is the size. So based upon your size, and you also give the range also based upon your size, based upon your range, the salesperson is showing the relevant information to you. So that what your searching for the information is decreased. Information hiding is like that. You have to show the relevant information which is required to the user and hide the information which is not required. Which information you are showing to the user, that is called the abstraction, and which information you are hiding from the user is called as the encapsulation. Like in your Facebook, nobody can access your information. You are giving some kind of restriction, like you have to lock your profile, so nobody can see you, see your friend details, what are the posts you are given, until they are not the friend of you. So that kind of restriction you can give by using of information ID. Sometimes you are post a photo in public, but there is an option is present to whom you don't want to show. So you just click over there. Okay. So when you just click over there, then in that part, it is only showing the relevant information, and it is hided the photo from the unauthorized user. Okay. It is a fast part of your object orientation concept. Hope you understand it. If you have any doubt, then you can call me. Thank you.